Well, hello everybody, welcome back to 2C TV with some breaking news coming from the Middle East, specifically in Israel. Over the last couple of hours, we've been hearing updates from the Israeli cabinet and the IDF in regards to their preparation and finalization of the plans to finally attack Iran. Now, the timing and the place and how will still be a surprise. It could be any moment, it could be tomorrow. But this is actually about what N12 News has now confirmed. In this video, we're going to give you guys the latest update on Israel planning to, of course, retaliate. We also have the latest updates on the number of eliminations from Hezbollah and everything else that's been going on over the last few hours. 2C TV will continue to be the home of geopolitical news from around the world. Don't forget, it's the last day. You can use the promo code STUDIO25 to get 25% off our annual memberships on 2C TV Plus. Go on 2ctvplus.tv or find a link in the description. Now, let's get on with the show. Let's talk about the counterattack from the Israeli side, because there's been a lot of speculations over the last couple of weeks about how they could even come up with an agreement inside the Israeli cabinet and the rest of the IDF in general. Now, there have been rumors about targeting the nuclear sites, the oil and gas sites, governmental buildings and everything else. But the N12 News now confirms that Israel has officially finalized its decision regarding the scale and targets for its retaliation against Iran. So what's important is they're not going to reveal exactly what site they're going to be targeting, because that would be stupid. But they are sending out a message to Israel, as in the government, to the Israeli people, to the rest of the world, and more importantly, to the Islamic Republic of Iran. They are sending a message saying, yes, I know that you guys have been thinking that we can't come up with an agreement over the last couple of weeks. The war cabinet have been talking a lot about whether they should just go for the nuclear sites or just for the oil and gas sites, or maybe multiple sites at the same time. They are sending a message that this is now over. We've finalized the plans. Now could be any moment, or it could be tomorrow. Now, it gets interesting because of what we're hearing from inside Iran as well. First things first, even as CNN has confirmed that the Iranians are working on, in the international level, to reduce the scope of Israel's response to the ballistic missile attack. Iran fears the damage to its nuclear facilities and oil fields, which makes sense. And they do not believe that the US will be able to fully curb the Israeli response. So the Iranian regime have been sending out messages to the Americans via UAE and Qatar and many other countries. Doesn't really work, because the American pressure on Israel is not working. The Netanyahu's war cabinet are saying, we don't really care what the Americans say this time. Last time, Israel listened to America. The reason America stopped Israel attacking Iran properly, because obviously on a wider level, it's in the interest of the Americans, the American globalists, the US Democrats, for the Iranian regime to stay in place. That's always been the policy. Weaker enemy in Iran. Short term, Joe Biden's campaign and now Kamala Harris were terrified of what could happen to the prices of oil and gas in America just before the election if a conflict escalates in the region. Now, Israel listened, and they said, fine, we will de-escalate. Iran attacked again, and Israel is no longer listening to the US Democrats. What we are hearing now over the last few minutes as well of an explosion in Esfahan, which is the second or third largest city, main city in Iran. We have a quick video because the authorities have not officially confirmed what explosion, what this explosion regards to. We have a couple of theories. Let's go to the video. So that's the last few minutes. This video coming from Esfahan, the city in Iran. The unconfirmed reports suggest, I mean, what I think, and based on obviously precedent and everything else happened over the last few years, it's highly likely that this is a military drill by the Islamic Republic, because inside Esfahan and in the surrounding areas of the city, the Iranian regime have not just military sites for training and drills, but they also have major nuclear and other facilities in place. So this could potentially just be a drill. We don't have the confirmation whether this was an attack by any other group so far. This has just happened over the last few minutes. We'll keep you guys posted on that. And the issue of the attacks, also tonight, the IDF attack helicopters are working around the Hezbollah positions in the southern parts of Lebanon. More explosions will be expected over the next few minutes in and around Beirut. This video is mostly audio. This is the IDF attack helicopter.
זה לא עירותים, זה מסוק שיורד. הוא פשוט מטיל פצצות, תראה. יש פצצות שמתווספות באוויר.
So these helicopters have been seen from the northern parts of Israel to the southern parts of Lebanon, preparing, of course, to monitor the Hezbollah positions in the area. In regards to the latest updates from Hezbollah in general, they're not doing too well, as you guys know. They don't actually have a leader at the moment. Nobody wants to be leader, which is kind of fascinating. The reason for that is because the number of elimination continues to go up. The commander of Radwan force in southern Lebanon, Hussein Mohammed Asili, who succeeded Jamal al-Tawil, which we reported a while ago, has been eliminated. Ladies and gentlemen, he lasted not too long, actually. It doesn't really go too well for commanders and leaders of Hezbollah. Their numbers are escalating. The rest of them who might not be dead, they are completely out of action because they don't have hands or eyesight or penises. Everything's gone because of the pager attacks a few weeks ago. But we can give you the latest update in terms of the official number of recent eliminations. We now have reached 714, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to open source intel, these numbers have been confirmed based on the funerals that have been arranged in Lebanon by Hezbollah as well. So that's where we are with that. Let's get some reaction before we get your the latest update, because obviously this is an ongoing situation. So tonight is going to be quite busy for us at 2CTV. First, super sticker from Luke. Thank you so much, Luke, for your support. We also have Alhamdu Shawarma Ibn Tahini. I love a shawarma. They're saying next time the towels are submitting messages to you, my friend, come here to Texas. I would love them to follow and be silly over here. Much love. Thank you very much. Texas is always a go-to place, or the free state of Florida. Extra Mail says, Maya, don't become desensitized to war. Ah, how cute and privileged and middle class in the West. Those who have not been familiar with conflicts, obviously advising those who've seen conflict how they should react to it. So obviously, for example, my father is currently in Iran. He's stuck. He's not allowed to leave. And he's actually looking forward to the idea of completely destroying the IRGC sites. This will also have a massive negative impact on Kamala Harris's campaign. The good thing about this is that the targeted attacks will be focusing on the IRGC sites, not the actual civilian areas. But this will obviously empower the uprising in Iran to finish the job and liberate their own country, because it's not the job of the Western globalists to go around and liberate people, but it's about them not being obstacles. And this is my message to the American liberal globalists. Natalie, thank you for your super sticker. And another one from Matt. Let's go to some of the non-super chats as well. Nicole says, ignore them, Maya, where these people with their luxury views are clueless. Yes, luxury views is actually the key phrase. With you, Israel, 100% you will succeed. Fable Mantra says, Bumban will defeat the Rungans. Yes, absolutely. Salute to the Israeli Defense Forces that defends the entire world from the threat of Islamic terrorism. True that. let's see. Lilia says, congratulations on 690,000 subscribers, man. Thank you very much. We are almost, less than 10,000 away from reaching 700,000. The channel continues to grow thanks to your love and support, ladies and gentlemen, from around the world. Verena says, can your dad watch you on YouTube, Tusi? I don't know if I should confirm this because he might get into trouble as he obviously is monitored. That's the problem with that being held by the IRGC. But let's just say VPNs help. That's all I can say. Hello. That's all I can say. Occasionally. 69. Nice. Really? Really? Fair point. Oh, I just realized Bruce Dog says 6,200 people watching. That is insane. Yes, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, while everybody is already here, let's quickly go back to the latest that we are getting in. As we said, the element of surprise is the key point for the IDF in this operation. Considering that they have finalized, they've announced that they've finalized the plans, it could mean that they've actually just finalized the plans today. Or it could mean that they had already finalized the plans, but they've just made the announcement. But doesn't mean that the plan is to literally right now take out the IRGC sites. It could be 6 hours from now, or it could be next week. But the element of surprise is the key point, and I'm just basically completely wired to make sure that everything that comes in, we shall report before the mainstream media. Of course, we usually tend to do it faster, but at the same time, verifying the stories is also important. It's also very difficult when it comes to geopolitical breaking news. Verifying every update is difficult. That's why most of the time on TCTV, we have to say something is reported rather than confirmed. So make sure you always clarify that. Let's double check to see if there is any escalation from... the latest that we have is, to be fair, there is also latest updates. Islamists who have been causing trouble in Europe. There is a current ongoing situation in Germany, in Hamburg, because of the Israelis threatening the Islamic Republic. And because Scholz, the Chancellor of Germany, said earlier that Germany will always support Israel, which makes sense. That's the German policy anyway. Islamists in Hamburg have now decided to take to the streets to show their opposition to Germany, the same country that let them in. Oh, cute. Absolute nutters. It is interesting how the people who come to the Western world are saying, oh, we are so poor and innocent and vulnerable. Please help us. We have been so oppressed. We really don't like our original countries. We would like to come here. Please help us. We are so harmless. The moment they get here, not only they start attacking the new country that literally invited them in, they say, okay, we'll help you out. They also try to impose their own backwards 7th century views. Literally the same life that they had back home, they want to now reimpose it onto the Germans or the Danish or the Dutch or the British. And this has always been the since the 7th century. It's ingrained. At this point, they're on autopilot. A lot of them don't even know that they're doing it. It's automatic. The reason for that is because the 7th century onwards, the first round of conquests by the Muslim Empire, before it became the Muslim Empire, by Muhammad and then his followers, that was the only way that Islam was able to spread. Not by preaching, not by being nice, saying, would you like to convert? No. Force. Then the empire was created. Of course, that will help them. Then they used the weakness of some of the European countries to control. Then that went away. The European establishments became strong. They kicked them out. Spain and Portugal can tell you that. Then, of course, there was a period for the past few hundred years, especially the last 300 years, division inside the Islamic world, as usual, not just between Sunnis and Shia, that's the biggest one, but overall, even in terms of nations. And some who were funded and trained by the Western side, for example, the Mujahideen in Afghanistan, didn't really help the cause, which means that you can't really do terrorism because it's a taboo. You can't really invade Western countries by force. So what do? New method. You use liberalism and democracy against the liberal democratic countries because they will invite you in because they are generous. They're saying, yes, of course, humanitarian issues, we're going to help you. And what happens then? A legal and soft invasion. And then they wonder why the rest of the Islamic community, who are culturally Islamic, but they don't want to be creating an Islamic state, they're saying, well, what do we do now? Because we literally left the Middle East or North Africa to come here, and they're trying to integrate. These are basically just normal Arabs. And now they don't know what to do. And most of the time, it's because they can't speak out. They don't speak out. Some can't speak out, some don't want to speak out. Now there is an issue because a lot of people are now putting everybody in the same box. Ex-Muslims are speaking out, which is good. Cultural Muslims need to come out and speak out more. Because there is a point to be made. If you truly believe in the book, if you truly read the book, you by default are an Islamist because the whole thing is a political ideology. Now, if you claim to be a Muslim, but you haven't actually read the book, you haven't really done your homework, you were just born into it, well, it's about time to do your research. You know, free choice, you can do whatever you want. But if you really believe in the text, read it, you will see some issues, including the fact that the one sentence that the liberals and some modernized Islamic side use to defend the book, saying it's so peaceful. It's if you kill one man, you basically killed all humanity, so don't kill. Well, that was stolen from the Jews and Talmud as well. And they rephrased it. The actual context is, children of Israel, Jews, you shouldn't kill. Which is a twisted version of what the Talmud says, which makes no sense. Because the next page says, well, yeah, unless they're infidels or Christians or Jews, then you could kill them and take their land and their women. Yeah, very peaceful, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, let's get some more reaction from you beautiful people and also the trolls in the live chat. Next super chat. Go on Israel. Well done. Love to Maya. Thank you very much. Barbara says, William is looking over your shoulder. What has he got to say on this situation? Yes, that refers to... Oh, he's already here anyway. That's my good friend William. William Gladstone, my favorite prime minister of this kingdom. Yeah, I don't think it will. I think William Gladstone would have had a complete meltdown over the current class of politicians and civil servants. Yeah, I don't think he would have stood for any of this nonsense. Natalie says, are you safe now, Tusi? And can you go to the next rally while all these wonderful maniacs are on the loose? We worry about you, Tusi. So I shouldn't confirm, but it doesn't really matter because I don't follow by the rules. Yes, well, I'm not safe, but I don't care. We will be going to the rally on the 26th of October because the whole team organizes protest. I have to be there. But if any Islamist or far left nutter is watching this, come at me, bitches, because I got private security. That is not a good idea. I don't care. I've been attacked so many times, both in the UK and in Iran, mostly in Iran because they're crazier. But nothing scares me. I'm more worried about family and loved ones, not myself. It's ironic because those from the 7th century mentality, which is at this point a mental illness, they claim that, oh yeah, they're always ready to die. Oh, I love to be a martyr, guys. I love to be a martyr. They're a bunch of cowards. In reality, I don't claim that I want to be a martyr because F that. But life is life. We are soldiers. You have to fight for freedom. Most people have been living a privileged life in the Western world with relative stability and relatively democratic and free societies. They haven't seen a war all their lives at times. They've seen it on TV and in movies. It looks very scary. They're not familiar with it. So they don't know how to fight. They don't know how to deal with conflicts, even in terms of how it should make them feel. So we know how to do it. I was raised with the mentality of a soldier, not to start a fight, but to defend myself. And also in terms of mentally as well, not really just physically. So good luck with that, you evil idiots. Right. Let's see what else we have. Shadow says, come on, bitches. Yeah. James says, Britain profiteering from wholesale slaughter. It is quite interesting. It's not actually Britain that benefits from these conflicts necessarily, because the multinational weapon manufacturers, they don't actually necessarily pay their fair share either in terms of taxation. So they love it. They love all conflicts, ongoing conflicts, never-ending wars. That is the policy of these weirdos. But you have to continue to fight for peace, for democracy, and for nationalism and patriotism in every single country. As I always say, we will always support those who believe in their country, whether you're from Japan, Mexico, or Canada, or even Belgium. Even Belgium. It's okay. Yeah, tonight I'm going to be nice to the Belgians, even though it's not a real place. Poor Belgians. Right. What else do we have? Am I going to get attacked by Belgians now? Great. Mimi says, I stand with Israel. Keep going, IDF. Modernity has to start somewhere. Thank you. And we got Trump supporters. Trump 24. I mean, it's not long to go, really. It's less than a month. I'm afraid I might have to change my plans, because obviously 2CTV, we were planning as a team to go to the US for the US elections. It might be difficult now because of security concerns and everything else in general. Not necessarily because of me, but I have to be around, keep the family safe and everybody else. So what we're going to do is we're going to have people there in the US to report as our reporters, TCT reporters and correspondents. Sorry, I just got Frankie saying thanks. I'm from Belgium. Apologies, all the lovely freedom fighters from Belgium. It's just an easy joke. It's not my fault. Yes, we will be covering the elections, the US elections, but from a safe tunnel, Gaza tunnel. Very, very good. Says, thank God for Maya and other independent journalists reporting on the truth. I report the truth and clearly offend random countries for no reason. That's what we do. What else do we have? Fiona says, I think Asda is Muslim owned. No, Asda is owned by Walmart. It's very American. It is. Wait, hang on. It is, isn't it? Asda is owned by Walmart. Yes. In 1999, yeah. Unless they've sold it. I believe it's Sainsbury's that's owned by the Qataris. I could be wrong. I think it's Sainsbury's. If you're watching from abroad, these are the names of supermarkets in the UK, not just random words. It says, hey, my greetings from Stockholm, Sweden. Hello, Sweden. Try to keep the Israeli embassy safe if you can. It's the second time they've been under attack for absolutely no reason. Let's go to some super chats. Maximus says, who do you think will be the next US president? I don't do speculations, but the way it's looking is for Trump to lose. So hopefully it's President Trump. So we will see if they're going to rig the election or not. And says, we met at the Trailer Surf gig. You haven't called. And Mosh Cohen says, been away for a while. I heard you are under death threats. Welcome to the club, mate. We meet every Thursday. Stay safe, stay proud, stay British. Thank you very much, Mosh Cohen from Israel. Yes, I shall join the club. It's not the. I mean, my whole life has been under under complete threat from nutters. I mean, there's been a fatwa against me for the past few years anyway. It's funny because a few years ago I used to be party political in the UK. I'm not party political because all parties are messed up. But I used to be a Tory. I used to be a Conservative member, and then I grew up. But the issue with that was the Iranian regime and the Iranian government assumed because I'm a Tory, obviously, and Tories were in government. That means by default I'm an MI6 spy. So they basically banned me. They sent out a letter banning me based on the grounds that I am a Tory MI6 agent. I'm like, so by default, just because I was a Tory, that means I'm spy. Usually it's not really that public, although unless I'm double bluffing even right now, and I might be a spy and I'm just making a joke about it, that I'm not actually a spy, but I really am a spy. But I've also been accused of being a Mossad agent. For those who don't know me, I really can't multitask. I can't be a MI6 agent and a Mossad agent. It's very difficult for me to multitask. So pick one accusations and send that to me. The Iranian regime issuing a fatwa, that was just fun, because why not? Because before that, even without an official fatwa against me, they didn't really like me because of what I did. I was a very naughty boy. I'm not the Messiah. I'm just a very naughty boy. Okay. And Nick says, Maya's parents should teach all parents how to raise a child to become adults with courage, morality, wisdom, and humor. Huge shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Tusi. Yes, absolutely. Well, so thanks to my parents who made me crazy enough to to fight for freedom on behalf of everybody else as well. And again, I should give a shout out. Where is this thing that I posted? There we go. So in case you haven't seen this, because I was helping my mother to move house, obviously, and I discovered an old family album. If you want to see a young Mr. and Mrs. Tusi, my father and my mother, at their wedding. This is their wedding. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's my mum and dad from the 1980s, ladies and gentlemen. So that was the wedding day, and it was good to finally find this old photo. And they are the reason I am the way I am. So it's their fault. Blame them. So thank you, mum and dad. Let's go back. This live stream is becoming completely rogue. Newbie says, no, your background looks familiar. Are you at Lord Ali's penthouse? It wouldn't work because Lord Ali's penthouse is in Soho in central London, and it will be very, very obvious. If you're not familiar with this joke, Lord Ali is the Labour Party's and Labour government's biggest donor. And this Islamic donor has been funding Keir Starmer's wife's underwear for some reason, and many other things as well. In return, he got a free security pass for Downing Street. Free access to government. Lovely. He also went to meet with Bashar al-Assad in Syria and the Iraqi Islamists a few years ago. Because why not? Super chat from Scott saying that the flag makers are making a fortune off all this protesting going on. Yes. If I were, who was it? I think there were a group of IDF soldiers at the beginning of the conflict who decided to sell a huge number of flags, Palestinian flags, and the Western idiots were buying them. The money was going to the IDF. Genius business idea. Absolutely smart. Missed the beginning, but will catch up. Stay safe, pal. From Scotland. Hello, Scotland. Thank you. How do people in the UK tolerate Cambridge for Palestine? Would they tolerate Cambridge for National Socialists? It is even worse. Academia is broken. Because the difference is, the narrative coming from the Palestinian movements or any sort of Islamist or leftist movements in general, they are pretending to be the victims and oppressed. So they are doing what the National Socialists in Germany were doing the beginning of the 1930s. Hey, we are the working classes. We need to take control and everything's going to be fine. And we are the victims and it's the fault of the Jews and the rich. Once they get power, then you're going to see what they can do. So brother, yes, they did buy an Asda from Walmart in 2021. Thank you for the update. I am very out of touch when it comes to the supermarket ownership in the UK because I don't care. But it's good in case other people wanted to know. My Moshkowan says, by the way, if you get Apostle Prophet or Dr. David Wood, they can show you how crippling Sharia is imposed slowly but surely. Well, interestingly enough, that Mosh Cohen mentions Apostle Prophet, as we've been saying over the last couple of days. Apostle Prophet is not just is obviously coming on our 2CTV YouTube channel. Hopefully next week or in 2 weeks for an interview. We're going to do some collaboration on my channel and on his channel. And then Apostle Prophet is also joining 2CTV Plus, our independent platform. He's going to have a segment, a show about Islam, obviously. So if you want to support that, our independent site, and also watch Apostle Prophet, go on 2ctvplus.tv, but use the promo code STUDIO25 to get 25% off our annual memberships now, because it's the last day you can use this promo code STUDIO25. You can also find the link in the description. All right, let's get back to the show. What do we have? The UK Polish community are behind you, Mr. Tusi. Love the Poles. Thank you very much. The Europeans must learn more from the Poles. Yamuk says, we need a new direction for the loopy lefties. They can't do directions. They can't have a new stat nav. Okay, now the whole live chat is talking about Asda for some reason. Brilliant. Thanks for that. We have a troll. Custom Harleys UK says that Maya is on the Israeli payroll, which is very annoying because I'm still waiting for my paycheck. If anybody's watching from Mossad, I've been chasing, but you guys still have not paid me. Because obviously, when you are a Mossad agent or a puppet, it's so obvious, it's so easily identifiable that random trolls commenting from their mum's basement while they're eating KFC or McDonald's can tell. I'm pretty sure Mossad are more competent. So if you think you know someone is a Mossad agent or a puppet, I think you're wrong. Unless I'm double bluffing. Ha! I am actually a Mossad agent, yes. Oh, F. Yes. Shut up and take my money. Oh, that's Moshko and being excited about Apostle Prophet joining 2CTV Plus. Context. Anglo-Saxon says, your mum is beautiful. I didn't know where that was going. I thought that was going to be a your mama joke. Your mum is beautiful. Your dad is handsome. What on earth happened to your boat face? I know. I'm not really sure. But yeah, the rest of the family are beautiful, but I'm the ugly duckling. I'm doing the kind of being humble, braggy sort of thing, and you get the idea, right? I'm actually very beautiful, and I know it. All right, so let's go back. No, super chat. Massive cyber attacks on Iran, says YouTube. That was 2 days ago. Yes, the cyber attack was 2 days ago. It was reported yesterday, and 2CTV already covered it. We still have no confirmation that it was Israel, but as I said earlier on the channel, it's 99% Israel. Usually it's Israel. But I did come up with the theory that based on precedent, sometimes it's actually the Iranian regime doing it themselves to pretend that they're under attack so they could do something in retaliation. But it's highly likely that it was Israel, as we said before. Nicholas says, I'm still waiting for my Mossad paycheck too. I know, they're not very good at accounting, are they? Mossad told me that they would beat me when it is ready. Oh, so good. So good. So many jokes. So there's fishing there for for compliments. Always. Anyway, I think we got sidetracked, guys. Let's take a break. In case if anything happens over the next few minutes or hours, of course, 2CTV will always be here to keep you guys posted. This channel will continue to grow and cover the geopolitical news and issues from around the world. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to join 2CTV Plus. Use the promo code STUDIO25 to get 25% off our annual memberships. Do it now. The link is in the description. I'm Maya 2C and we are the media.